If you clicked on this video, then I know that you're struggling with procrastination. I know you're struggling with that feeling that every time you're trying to do a task, every time you want to study or finish some work, you just have that one barrier in front of your mind that stops you from doing it. And you never get around to actually achieving your goals or your targets. I've been there. And in this video, I'm going to help with exactly that. And I'm going to tell you how you can destroy procrastination, how you can stop it once and for all. Now, I don't expect you to just trust me. So let me go over my story. So like a lot of you watching right now, I was a student and I'm someone that has recently finished their A-levels. But let's go all the way back. Let's see, how do I actually relate to procrastination? So back in GCSE times, which if you don't know is like the major exams for 16-year-olds in the UK, I was told by a lot of my teachers that I had potential and my work was really good, but I just wasn't putting that effort in. And that's of course because I was procrastinating so much. Anytime that I'd even think about revising, before you know it, I'm back on my phone. I would spend at least minimum, I'd say 3 or 4 hours a day just playing video games. My schedule would literally be go school, come home, play games, go bed. There's not much else to, and that's how I lived. And yet now and then I'd think about revising, but I just didn't really care enough. I didn't know how important it was, and I was just procrastinating like crazy. And I told myself I'd do it later, and I never ended up doing it. Now, luckily, when it came to the actual GCSE exams, I had focused enough in class, because that's the time where I'm actually forced to focus, that I was able to actually come out with some pretty decent grades. That whole exam period, I'm barely doing any work, and I'm still procrastinating like crazy. This was still a thing that I had going on. Then I move into A-levels. I move into year 12, and I think that it's just the same as GCSE. I can just half my way through it and hopefully it'll work out, right? Well, it didn't. I was getting D's, I was getting E's, I was getting U's, I was getting the worst grades you could possibly imagine on my subjects. Now, I was taking physics, maths, and chemistry. And at this level, you can't just not revise, you can't just procrastinate. You have to actually lock in and do some work, otherwise you just won't do well. So after getting some pretty bad grades in my end of year exams, I finally locked in. I finally realized what it is I need to do and how it is I can actually get better. I used something called the build-up method, which I'm going to talk about later in this video, and I finally was able to eliminate my procrastination. I started actually revising. I started actually locking in. I started seeing insane improvements in my grade, in my performance. Suddenly, when it was time to work, my brain didn't just shut off and tell me to go play video games, go scroll on my phone, go do something irrelevant. My brain was telling me, okay, it's time to work, let's work. And that's what I did. My thoughts turned into actions and there was no more procrastination. So in year 13, I came out, I got my 3 A stars. I even bagged a really good engineering apprenticeship with Transport for London. And because I eliminated my procrastination, I stopped struggling with that. I was able to actually succeed as a student and as a person in that part of my life. So that's my story. Let's talk about how you're actually going to destroy procrastination now. The first step we're going to take is naming what's your fear. Now let me explain. Procrastination is avoidance. When you procrastinate, you're avoiding doing a task. Now yes, that task might be hard, that task might be really long to do, that task might not just be something that you don't really enjoy. However, behind all of that, believe it or not, there is a fear. There is something that you're scared of that's actually preventing you from doing this task. I think that when people procrastinate, they have this fear, and that's what stops them from doing that task and reaching their goals. An example of a fear could be, okay, I don't want to do this task because what if I look stupid? Or I don't want to study because I'm scared of getting bad grades even if I do study. Or I don't want to go to the gym because what if I fail? What if I'm not consistent with it? What if people laugh at me, etc. These are all common fears that people have, and it's why they procrastinate. So grab a notebook, grab a piece of paper, and trust me, this helps. Think deeply, think really hard. What is that thing that you're actually scared of? Why is it you don't study? Why is it you don't go to the gym? Why is it that you procrastinate about these things? And write down that fear. Now, actually seeing and understanding this fear is going to make you feel a lot better. That's why I'm telling you to sit there, write it down, and understand it. So that's the first step, naming your fear, naming what it is that you're scared of, which is causing you to procrastinate. Now, the next main thing I'm going to speak about is the actual method that I want you to use. This is called the build-up method. It's what I use to fully eliminate that procrastination. Now, this method works by starting with this one rule. And this one rule is the smallest and quickest task that you have to do them immediately. Do them with the most urgency possible and do them as soon as you can. And practice doing them no matter what. Say it's another day I've been procrastinating like crazy. I have tons of tasks ahead of me. One of them being that I have to do up my bed. Because this is the morning, I haven't even done up my bed yet. Forget all the essays you have, all that homework you have to do. Just do your bed instantly. It takes 2 minutes, right? Just get up, stop what you're doing, tell yourself I'm done, and do up your bed, and then go back to procrastinating if you want, go back to scrolling on your phone, go back to playing video games. Just do that one thing, no matter what, no excuses. Now, as the method suggests, what you're gonna do from here is build up, and I'm gonna explain that. However, the reason why you start with these little tasks first is because they take so little time and they're so easy to do that you can actually manage to do them no problem. And yes, doing up your bed is not gonna get you A stars, but what it is gonna teach you is discipline. What it is gonna teach you is how to not procrastinate, how to get that urgency immediately. Now, it's not gonna happen straight away, and this is only the first stage. All you have to do is practice doing tasks like that immediately, urgently, with no excuses. Now, obviously, from these small little tasks, you're gonna build up. So you're doing this instantly, you're still procrastinating, but you're getting those little tasks done straight away. You're practicing like that. From there, maybe you end up just rereading your notes. From there, maybe you tell yourself, okay, I'm gonna reread my study notes just 2 times a week. No matter what, 2 times a week, I'm gonna do it. It's only 5 minutes, doesn't make a difference. I'll go back to procrastinating straight away if I have to. And you get that done. And that's a little step up right there. Then from there, you say, okay, I'm gonna make sure that I go to the gym 3 times a week, no matter what. It's only the gym. I can even go for about 20-30 minutes, just do a run. No matter what, I'm just gonna make sure that I go, because I knew I could do up my bed, that took 5 minutes. I knew I could do my notes, that took like 5 minutes as well. I can go to the gym for a little bit as well. You're slowly building up. You're able to do this because you're practicing just putting down what you're doing and getting started with that task no matter what. You're practicing urgency. And eventually, you're gonna build that up all the way to maybe studying 3 or 4 times a week, having those study sessions, doing all of these good habits to the point where you're actually succeeding. Each step that you take is gonna build discipline. Each step that you take is gonna help you improve. And obviously, this isn't gonna be smooth. This isn't gonna be the best process. You're gonna have some bumps. Maybe you tell yourself you're gonna do your bed, but you don't actually end up doing it, even though it's super easy to do. This happens, but you must stick to it. You must keep trying. And let me share something with you. If you improve just 1% every day, getting 1% better every day, you're gonna be 37 times better in a year. In just 1 year, you'll be 37 times better, 37 times more productive, less procrastination than what you are right now, if you improve every day. That's the power of compounding. And that's why this build-up method works, why it worked for me, and why it's gonna work for you. Last and final step I'm gonna walk through is to find your motivation. You need to find what actually keeps you going. You need to know what it is. Think about, why are you actually doing this? Why are you putting yourself through so much trial and effort? For what? The reason why this is so crucial is that when you study or you go gym or you do these things, there are times where you don't want to do them. There are days where you just can't be asked. You don't want to do these things. And your motivation, that deep motivation that you have in your head, is the only thing that's going to keep you going. Trust me, I've realized this. I've had this in my life, and it is true. This is what true discipline is. This is how you're gonna eliminate procrastination, and this is what's gonna keep you going on those days you don't want to. So for me, what was my motivation? Well, it was, and it still is, religion. I'm a Muslim, and I wanna be the best that I can be as a person for the sake of Allah. Maybe for you it's the same. Maybe for you it's something different. Maybe you really wanna be a doctor. You really wanna be a lawyer. Or maybe you just really want a Lamborghini sitting in your driveway. I know I do. Whatever it is, like I said, again, have a deep think. Think about why you're doing all of this. Be honest with yourself. Keep this to yourself. Don't tell anyone else. And if you can, write it down. Save it on your phone. Save it somewhere as a reminder. You need to remember this motivation. You need to remember why it is you're putting in this effort. And when you don't feel like doing these things, when you're having a bad day, or you're procrastinating, or you're playing video games, you're scrolling on your phone, just get out this reminder. Just remind yourself. Think about it. This is why I want to study. This is why I want to go to the gym. This is why I want to work this hard. If you manage to go from procrastinating to reminding yourself about your motivation, and then finally being on the right path or going to studying, that is ideal. And that is insane progress if you're able to do that. You will literally become unstoppable if you can find your motivation, do this process, and you will 100% destroy procrastination. I hope everything goes well. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.